All right, man, we got an exclusive, man. I'm gonna say this, man. I don't know if it's been heard around the world this year, but I gotta ask this question: who want a life sentence? We got the one and only white boy in the building, man. Happy New Year, brother.
Oh yeah, for sure. Happy New Year.
Hey, man, as y'all can see, this my brother, this my family. I've been trying to trick this nigga over here for a while now. It's been a minute. He been dodging. He the supervisor. He all this stuff, but I need for y'all, once y'all see this video, I need for y'all to go to his page, Rattlesnake Dave, man, and let's encourage him to, to start skinning their ass back out the box, man. We need it, man. The game needs you, man. How you doing today, brother?
Everything beautiful.
All right. Let's start off with there's an active gang war going on right now. It's the GDs and the Bloods. From my understanding, it's been brewing up. You have 4 people now that have lost their lives. One guy lost his life. He was supposed to come home on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Had another guy whose birthday was on Thursday. Had one guy who got some damage done to him while he was at Washington State Prison, and then miraculously, I have to catch that ain't no GD word. I be trying to say these big words, but goddamn, miraculously, he got shipped to a Metro TC and died at the TC. So these people having these light sentences, bro, it is easier to die in general population than it is to die on death row. How you feel about it? Do you have an opinion, or what's going
on? Now, honestly, man, I don't think I have much of an opinion on it because so it really like how deep you want to get off into that problem, because obviously it's a problem. So it's like how deep you want to go off in there. Do you want to go like you just want to talk about the surface level, what's the problem, or you want to go like deep on what's
all the way deep?
Yeah, the real roots of what's going on and all that kind of stuff. The way I see it, it's just like the plan is working. You know what I mean? For the most part, young men have always been used as fuel for a system. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And the plan is working. It's working real well. It done got out of hand. That's just what I think. If you ain't smart enough to see it and pull yourself up out of it, then you'll just be a victim or fuel. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this. I came home in 06. When did you come home?
I came home 07.
07. When was the last time that you experienced being in the system? Whether it been the county or...
I went back in 13. I did a year from 13 to 14.
For what?
Burglary.
So your initial bid, how much time did you do?
8.5.
You did 8.5. For what? Robbery?
Robbery, aggravated assault.
Okay. So then you came home and then stayed how many years?
That was about 6 years.
6 years. And you just stuck your hand off into the burglary game.
Well, no, I had been doing all kind of crazy stuff that I didn't get caught for. And then I was actually junking some metal and I got caught for that. And somebody called the police on me. But I had done went into an abandoned house and the neighbor saw me.
Yeah.
So, once you go into a dwelling with the intention of taking anything, it's burglary.
Yeah.
So, that's what I went down for.
What year was that?
That was 2013.
Now, that's 2013, but you did the majority of your time when gangland wasn't really a thing.
No, we used to laugh at them.
How would you describe... Okay, let's go there then. When you say we used to laugh at them, what does that mean?
We used to call them throw them up shouted. I got that from Lil E. Because, when I went in, it was all about different territories. It was automatically Atlanta, Savannah, North, South. Then with the Atlanta guys, you had East Atlanta. You had the guys from the West Side. Then you had us guys from the suburbs who were acting like we were from the hood.
Yeah.
But it wasn't never no Bloods or no Crips. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then the couple guys that came in like that, you just call them throw them up shoulder because throw them up gang sign like that.
Yeah.
And they used to be. They weren't, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna say they were scared to rep their thing, but it wasn't popular like that, like it is now.
Right.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Okay, so then when you go back in, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. When you go back in 2013, what's the temperature?
Oh yeah, it had totally changed, man. It had totally changed because when I went through, I got in trouble for lying to the CERT team when I went through diagnostic because they ask you what you is. So I had been on the street, 5-6 years. I hadn't had a son. I have been living family life and just end up getting caught up. So I wasn't doing no gang banging. So when they asked me that, I'm like, I ain't nothing. I ain't nothing.
Yeah.
And they looked at my tattoos and determined I was lying to them.
Okay.
But the thing about it is, they do that because they doing that for your safety, and I ain't know that. We came up in a time where you didn't get a police no information, especially that kind of information.
Right.
But now, if you go through the system, it's best that you tell them what you really are, because if you a blood, they gonna put you with the blood. This, what I understand, if you a Crip, they gonna put you with the Crips. As a matter of fact, it was like that, because they sent me to the hole for lying, and all my roommates were GDs. So, I figured that I know I was classified. I'm probably still classified in the system, like that right now.
Okay, so you do have you did at some point in time have gang affiliation.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, my best friend, GD,
okay,
from Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he put me down, and I've been walking ever since.
Okay, how old were you?
Probably about 15.
Okay, so you started pretty young.
Yeah.
So when you go in back in 2013, does your affiliation put you in a compromising situation? Do you ever have to get active?
Not at all. I still ain't seen no gang activity, even when I went back.
For real?
Nah.
Did you hear about anything?
And I was I went back to Hayes.
Yeah.
And it was pretty violent down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it wasn't no. Now, it's also possible, because I only had a year. I hadn't done 7 months in the county. So I went back in prison, going home. It's possible they probably put me in one of the, the out of the way dorms, what you call it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And the rest of the place was going crazy. That's totally possible. But nah, I ain't seen none.
Okay. How long did you stay there?
About 3.5 months.
Oh, you were just in and out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
In and out anyway. I know you've interviewed a lot of people, and you talk to people inside, outside. Have you heard anything? I'm not talking about this recent situation, just like in the past. Have you heard any horrific acts that took place between any gangs inside the chain gang?
Yeah, I hear about everything that be going on. I hear about it. I read it. I'm in tune because that's the life that I came from too.
Mm-hmm.
Also, so it catch my attention every time I see it. I see every time Department of Correction give out a condolences, or they say somebody been Washington State Prison. I remember Washington was women, but Washington State Prison.
I remember when they shipped Alto down when Boatright was unalive. They shipped me to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I came home from Washington, bro, and it was sweet,
man. And even when I was doing time, you didn't have to worry about dying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You that one part it was a couple things you had to worry about, but dying wasn't one of them. And now it seems like that's that part of the plan, man. You know, you can't just go in there. You supposed to go in, keep your nose clean, and you could come out. Sometimes, somebody, test you, you might have to. But even not it, even if you didn't want to do that, you could do something, even if you had to go to PC and come on out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like that no more. Man, it's real dangerous.
It is. It seems like right now I've been told that the youngest, they don't even want to give you a one. They rather stab it out. With a crew behind them, of course. What is, during your era, what's one of the most horrific things that you experienced or witnessed inside the Georgia Department of Corrections?
Well, one of our guys went across the officer head, Officer Crump. I don't know if you remember him. Went across Crump head with a lock, and he like fell out and bled real bad, and then they had to come and
Who hit him?
helicopter him. It was a young guy, man. He was a crad dummy. And that nigga name was it'll come back to me in a second. But he ended up doing something. He got like 5 years behind that, and he was short timing anyway. He's from Augusta. I can't remember his name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you his name in a minute. But outside of that, man, if you saw any blood, it was on somebody's fist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their face and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody was jokingly saying, they was like, bro, this the gangster era. He said, you was locked up during the gate era. Does that resonate? Does that mean anything?
Well, I was just about to say that sounds accurate. You know what I mean? That sounds true. I guess you can call it gangster because it's definitely a level of gangster.
I would say gang. I don't know if I would say gangster. I would say gang.
Well, yeah, it's definitely gang. But it's stupid too now.
What you mean?
Man, cause to shoot, man, to do your little crime or whatever, and then have to go through that and may not make it home.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it didn't used to be like that. That's real stupid, bro. That's I mean, it's sad. It's sad. It's this America, man. You should be able to go and steal you something, get in trouble, come home, rehabilitate, get a good job, and move on with your life, man. Tell you some stories. You know what I mean? Now you make a mistake, you literally might die for it. You know what I mean?
Literally. You lost the homeboy in Chain Gang. I don't know if he was your homeboy. How close were you and Boatright?
That nigga was gay.
I went close. You just looked at the star. I'm saying, hold on. Now, both of y'all from DeKalb County.
But we ain't know that.
Oh, okay. Cause I'm gonna say he was from DeKalb County. I guess he was my homeboy. I ain't saying y'all were bus partners or nothing like that.
So I never knew he was. I ain't know he was from Atlanta, or I ain't know he was one of us. But he when I met him and knew of him, he had went from being like normal to being real girly. So
for real?
Yeah. He had went feminine. So
by choice or by force?
When I seen him, it was by choice. What he was doing was by choice. You know what I mean?
And when you say going feminine, what do you mean?
Yeah, he was acting like a girl. So he was entertaining guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it wasn't never like no homeboy or you know what I mean. The couple of times that I did interact to him, it was because one of my partners had them wrote him some.
I was just looking at one of your videos. You said you was working in the hole, and then you would take the note, but then you say before you took the note, you would read.
Yeah, I read all of them.
And then you said when you gave him the note, he would your exact word, because I remember, because it's a GED word. You said reluctantly he would write, like he didn't really want to write the letter back, but he would write a letter back.
Yeah, the letter would be almost demanding a response. Yeah, the letter to him would be, you know, like, yeah, some real aggressive stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, you know, I didn't know that was going on. So when I'm reading the letter, you know, I'm shocked and all that, and then like I said, yeah, I was supposed to get the letter back, so I did all that, man. But nah, he wasn't like homeboy, and then he was, you know, but you know, he was. So he did I have? No, I had a. See, man, you take
Come
me
on
back,
with
man.
it. Come on with it. That's what
Well,
this for. I wish I had
say,
some liquor I can give.
he would have kind of guy you supposed to, you know, while he on PC, you can hold stuff, because I was an orderly in the block, so you can't transfer stuff. You ain't supposed to transfer stuff.
Right.
So you need a stash in the block.
Right.
So he was one of them guys. You take all your stuff, all the stuff you done accumulated to.
Yeah.
But I also had the dude that I got in trouble about, White Mike. He was over there. So like I said, I had a dude on A range. But yeah, Boatright, he was. Yeah, man, he was. Yeah, it wasn't. It was sad. But that's about it. It was sad because how it happened. It's like they y'all raped the dude who would basically a little, you know what I mean, no disrespect, but you know, little freak. He would have. I ain't had to do that.
I ain't even know bro had that going on. I thought he was my bad, at the black man right now. Oh no, my bad. Yeah, I ain't know that was I ain't even know bro had that kind of motion going on. I'm doing an interview right now, bro.
Man, what is that white boy?
Yeah,
what's going on,
the box, shawty?
Hey man, where you been, bro? You ain't
Exactly.
been online
I done tricked them back over here. I done tricked them over here.
I thought somebody had the guy too. You
be exposed. Let's talk about that, man. Cause we recording right now, man. You know, he was skinning them out the box, man. And
man.
They sent me a hide, and I said, boy, you gotta stop. The nigga gonna kill you by that gangster.
We were just sitting in this same room. Me, you, him, CC. Who else was over here?
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Are y'all live now?
Nah, we ain't live. We just recording. But we sitting here talking about Boatright. I didn't know Boatright was I don't know. I'm gonna save it for the interview.
Yeah.
God damn, nigga. Well, fuck you too then.
All right, man. I can't talk to both of y'all at the same time, bro.
All right.
Hey, y'all go subscribe to my brother page, man. Everything and nothing 1879, man. Let me let you see the people see yo. Hold on. Where your face at?
See what?
Hold on. All right. Y'all see, this is a Negro I always be online with right here. The black man.
In the pajamas. In the pajamas. You get what I'm eating?
What?
A Starfront with some peanut butter on it.
Institutionalized like a motherfucker. Institutionalized. All that righteous pro-black shit you be talking, you institutionalized.
Man, good food is good food, man.
All right, brother.
They don't make this in the institution. I got this out the grocery store.
All right.
Eagles.
Let me know when you get done with that water bag. Let me know when you get done with that water bag.
What water bag, man?
I don't know. And I got your buffer pads over here too. My bad.
Hey, look. Hold on. Hey, look. I got me a Fifi and everything. Say hey.
Wow.
Say hey.
Wow.
You don't know what a Fifi is. What is a Fifi?
It's like that. Bro, I'm gone, bro. I'm gone.
Yeah, bro.
All right. My apologies. Y'all know how niggas is. All right, so Boatright wasn't a homeboy. What about Chris?
Yeah. Chris was.
I would say Chris. I knew Chris. I hadn't sat down and talked to Chris. I don't think we was in the county together, but Chris was to me, Chris was cool.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he had his ways, but
what you mean he had his ways? What the fuck that mean?
You know, when you young, you kind of you different from when you older. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was probably just us being young, but He was, I mean, Chris was kind of hard to deal with.
What you mean hard to deal? And for the people who don't know, Chris was, without saying too much, Chris was taken advantage of down at Alto as well. And then later on, he unalived himself by way of a fire. I had been hearing stories and didn't know that was the Chris that they was talking about. And when I found out a couple of weeks or a couple of months ago, then I had got a hold of that lawsuit. I got a hold of a lawsuit that was going on at Alto. And I'm like, damn, I done interviewed some people that had something to do with the shit.
Yeah.
That throwed me off too, man. That really throwed me off. I only bring that up, man, because on your page, my rattlesnake days, I've seen you skin him out the box. And at one point in time, I was like, damn, is he going about this the right way? But then when I started thinking about this man was so through with life that he said himself, and I don't know what else he had going on. I don't know what else, you know what I mean? But to be in a situation like that, bro, that shit hurt. I ain't gonna cap, bro. That shit hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes you gotta. Well, I be thinking like, you know, most of us those were like some real dark days. So when you get over it and get through it, you really just want to put it behind you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and for the most part you can, especially like in a place like Atlanta, it's big enough. It's and people don't too much care. Plus with the state of affairs now.
You could be gay and be a real nigga.
Yeah. It really don't matter what you got going on.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, you know, those were a lot of dark days for people. So, you know, it's like I feel like it's a thin line, man. You don't want to the truth is scary.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
hey, give me your gun, man.
Huh?
Give me your gun.
Well,
cause you got a fucking microphone on.
Oh shit, my
people
fault.
They gonna be like,
yeah, they gonna fuck with
that.
Okay, so yeah, the truth is scary, man, and most people don't even face it once they going through it. So to be done got past it, and then, you know, to have to face it again,
mm-hmm.
Man, you never know what kind of feelings you might invoke inside a person. You know what I mean? Now again, like I said, you know, I do my little jokes, I do my little laughing, but you know, when you think about it, because honestly, you know, I did a little share of bullying myself.
Okay.
But we were young. You don't realize, you know, these kind of stuff don't go through your mind when you picking on somebody or taking advantage of them.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't thinking about 10 or 20 years later, or how you might traumatize them psychologically, or
Mm-hmm.
for how long.
Mm-hmm.
So you ain't doing that. You really are trying to pass your time.
Right.
So not you never know how, you know what I mean, because it's still somebody that if I seen right now, it's still somebody that if I seen, you know, it might get ugly.
For real?
And, yeah.
For my juvenile based days. on what they got in their mind, or based on what you got in your mind?
Based on what I got in my mind, you know what I mean?
So you say it's some nigga, I mean, it's some people that it's possible it's on site.
It could be. It really depends on
you
how.
got gray hair. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I got gray hair. So that just signify, you know, a person thinking before their actions now. So I'm of course ain't no crashing out. I can't throw my life away.
Right.
I couldn't
Too
do
much
that.
to lose. Too many people
But
depending on you.
like I said, depending on the situation. You know what I mean? If the time was right, if the opportunity was there, or you know what I mean, or you know, you never know if you saw a person who caused you trauma, and you never know how it might just affect you. Then
Right.
you know what I mean, you might be then vowed to yourself 30 years ago, if I ever see this person again,
Mm-hmm.
and then there you go. You
It's
know what I
on
mean?
site.
It could be.
Okay.
So that's why I say, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You want to be, I want to be careful. You know, I don't mind having a little fun, but I don't want, especially, I don't want, you know, people be getting all in their feelings talking about what somebody done said, because you know, like you said, man, we got gray hair.
Yeah.
So really, I ain't got time to defend it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's other things that you're dealing with as a father, and
You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
And again, man, shoot, man. I'm trying to tell you, bro, we've been pulling at this can of worms like for a minute now. It ain't popped open yet.
Right.
But you know, you kind of can't put that lid back on. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It's so, you know, I'm trying to
Trying to stay away.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm trying to because you know, because I realize, like, if you think about history,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of time people thought they were doing something good or whatever, and then or when you look at the times where somebody is building something and it get too big, you can't even control it no more. It becomes a life of its own.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it'll get like, for instance, you know, like this gang stuff. That used to be like that.
Right.
And Georgia had a control over it.
Right.
Now it seems out of hand.
Yeah. Seems like it's out of control.
So you got stuff like that can, you know, it can start off with you feeding it, and then it can just grow into its own thing, and you can't control it no more. And you may look back 10 or 15 years and be like, dang, you know what I mean? I ain't really know, you know, you know. So that's all it is for me, man. I don't wanna, you know what I mean? I don't wanna
Expose nobody, or
well, see, there you go, bro. It's issues inside of issues, because if you expose one, you can't expose one person
and
without
that's
exposing really everything you know.
unless you move in the goalposts. You know, we move the goalposts.
We moved the goalposts, and then Atlanta already got a bad name, so you know, I'm telling you, like, it's issues on top of issues. You know, we were cool with some of these niggas. You know what I mean?
Still is.
Still is. You know what I mean? You know,
What's the difference between your homeboy raping somebody and a country dude raping somebody?
I mean, as far as the act go, ain't no different. But as far as when you down there and you in this situation, again, it's hard to say, bro. You can't.
You
It's hard to
wrestling with
say.
that. You wrestling with that. That thing boggles you down to the point where it start altering your day to day. Your page had and still has the potential to do quadruple of what my numbers is doing. My numbers ain't all that, but it's growing. And I at one point I was like, man, I'm competing. This is my brother, but I'm competing. And then, you know, sometimes you just be running and you be like, you look to the side and somebody be, and then I said, man, this nigga then took off. And then you had your own spin to it. Like I was like, he got that creative spirit, and he ain't he ain't copying. This nigga is innovating. He innovated. He going and he telling the truth. You ain't lying. All this shit documented, and it's Googleable. Like, it ain't like it's no deep dark secrets. This shit can be found. This is it's documented stuff. So in my mind, I was like, I believe in truth need to be told in order to move the way people need to move. I just focus in on another truth. I focus in on a humanistic aspect, but I still believe humans ought to be treated like humans. I still believe that I don't think no human ought to be raped. I don't give a fuck what's going on, whether you my homeboy or what. I think the act of raping somebody, bro, that shit not cool, my nigga. It's not. Do you think, or is it possible for an individual to be tricked off into homosexuality, whether it be on the receiving end, but I'm speaking more of, I guess, the dominant or the warrior aspect. Is it possible for an individual to, from what you've seen, for a person to be tricked into being a raper?
Well, no, I can't say a person can be tricked into it because, you know, basically, you know, the world just gonna have some idiots. The world just gonna have some people less capable. The world just gonna have some monsters.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think nobody got to be tricked. You know what I mean? If it's even if something, you know, so called led you in that direction,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that was, you know, that's on, you know, if you go in the court of law, it gonna be the same. It don't matter if you were tricked, led, or whatever. You gonna get that sentence just because you done that.
Okay.
So to put a common sense aspect on it, I don't think you could be tricked. If you don't know your basic right from wrong, then you probably should be somewhere, you know, out of society, out of the way.
Let me ask you this then. Okay. So can an individual, have you ever seen an individual who, in normal circumstances or before we got down there to Alto, they was either on the pipe or they was fucking or whatever that was going on, and then as time changes, they evolved from the takee to the taker? Is that a such thing? Is that a real situation?
Oh yeah. Of course, I know a couple of guys like that.
Okay, so were they tricked into that lifestyle? Because it seemed like in their mind, they're like, I'm gonna be the dominant one. I've been the recessive one. I've been the dominant. I want to be the dominant one. Then some people come in, they hear stories about, okay, they used to be a fuck nigga. Now he taking some. So a person who don't have a clear identity of themselves, they're like, well, I'm gonna jump in at this end, and now I'm gonna be a taker. You see what I'm saying? Is that not a person being tricked into homosexuality, or am I looking at this shit wrong?
No, I don't think that's being tricked in. It's actually like a clinical name for that. Matter of fact, I was watching that Netflix thing about that white girl who was taking them kids, and she was doing that, and they come to find out it was she was being abused when she was young.
Right.
So there, like I said, there's a clinical name when the abused become the abuser, and some kind of way they done, you know, they done lost touch with reality, or something goes on to, of course, where, you know, I can't explain it. So um it's even with that though, that's still, I don't think it's a trick. It's sad, and you know, of course, she still got punished for it,
Right.
because, you know, we still all have choices.
Mm-hmm.
But um no, I still don't. I wouldn't give them. I still wouldn't give them a pass to say they were tricked into it.
Okay.
No, man. No.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You have taken property from somebody. You have robbed somebody before.
Yeah.
And this is something that you came up with on your own, or this is something you saw somebody else do and you followed suit on?
When I started taking, it was something I saw somebody else doing.
Okay. Do you think that if nobody else had ever shown you that this act could be successful, these are the steps that need to be taken in order to accomplish this act, that you would have organically developed that skill set on your own?
I doubt it.
Okay, so is it safe to say that you possibly was tricked off into the street life?
Well, again, it depends on how you look at it, because I don't think so, because um so being at a young age, taking some at a young age, we can call it delinquent, we can call it whatever, but if you think about it, it's really is probably more normal than not. You know what I mean? A lot of us most of us probably don't get caught for it, but you try it at some point, and it could be wrong. I don't know. I got kids. I don't think I've ever stole anything, but for young men, there's probably always, even if you go to your homeboy house to spend the night, that's what we used to do when we were younger or whatever. I'm talking about generation. So if you know what I mean, you might, if he got Super Mario Kart, and you got Street Fighter, you might, you know what I mean, you might slip it in your pocket. You don't know what happened to it.
Yeah.
You don't really wanna hurt him, or you ain't really malicious on your mind. It's just that he got it and you want it, and you don't know that's all you know at the time.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, and it's just real important for somebody to step in and say, hey, look, that ain't how we act. You know what I mean? You don't do that. You don't do that to people you love. You don't do that to strangers. You don't want nobody doing that to you.
Exactly.
So I think it's a little bit more normal than anything. You just need somebody there to curb it. And then if you get into the act of doing something and somebody make it look like there's a reward behind it, or it's not wrong, then I don't want to say you could be tricked, but yeah, you could easily fall down the wrong path.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's pretty easy. I only say that because I'm not making any excuse for anybody, but I think I was tricked into the street life. Or at some point in time, I thought I was gonna play basketball, baseball, or football, or even play the fucking violin. As weird as that sounds, I think that with the encouragement of music and poverty and having a parent that was on drugs, I was like, shit, I'm surgical with this pistol. You see what I'm saying? And it just so happens that when I did get locked up, shit, I had a child. I knew what vagina felt like. But you had some individuals that when they went to chain gang, bro, they had never dealt with no woman. You see what I'm saying? So when you take those things into consideration, I'm just like, damn, I kind of see it. You talking about this and that. I remember the first time I interacted with a female. I remember the first time I kissed a female, nigga. You would have thought that she was pregnant. Cause I go crazy about shouting. So then I'm not comparing a male to a female, but I'm saying these people, this is their first experience. Some of them anyway. And they'll love on a man like they'll love on a woman. But it is what it is. I think anytime an individual takes something, especially their manhood from them, bro, that's just some of the darkest shit I've never seen in my life. But what I do notice is that we don't want to live in that truth. If we did it, or if it was done, we don't want to talk about it. We could be talking about another person that did some fuck shit, and you did the fuck shit with them, but we can't bring up the fact that you did this bullshit with them. See what I'm saying? And when I used to go to your page, I would be like, shit, that nigga gonna tell it like it is. Let me ask you this. Go ahead.
Well, I would, like I said, I mean, you got to think, some people, bad as it may sound, the truth is some people probably are, it's possible that some of those people are a totally different person.
Facts. I agree.
You know what I mean?
I know some that I think that are totally different. I think they just got tricked off into the bullshit.
Yeah, man. So even with taking that in account, you know what I mean? You don't know how you don't know you know, how you want to approach that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You know, I just, I don't know.
Okay.